Well, that is a grade A 55 injected into my veins raw level pumping.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we are here to discuss Rangers 5, Aberdeen 0. That's right, I'll say it once again in case you're all the way in the back. It was Rangers 5, Aberdeen 0. Oh my sweet 55, I'm going to have fun with this one, and we're not even going to beat around the bush. We're just going to dive right into the game recap because the game started the way it went throughout the entire game, and that was Rangers on top, absolutely dominating, and the sheep just turning up to get slaughtered. We have been asking over the last couple of games if we can start a game of football the way we start the second half. Well, we finally saw what that looks like, and I absolutely love it. Within the first 10 or 15 minutes, we could have been 3 or 4-0 up. This is against an Aberdeen team who came here to park the bus and make it difficult, but we never ever gave them a chance to get that. They were terrified. Alfredo Morelos, this Alfredo Morelos that can control his temper, that doesn't bite and react and get inside his own head, the one that focuses on his football and run entire back lines rugged. That was the Alfredo Morelos they got today. He introduced himself to this back line, and I'll tell you son, he isn't on the Christmas card list. So strong and direct right from the very start. People were literally bouncing off him, and most of the chances were created just with him getting the ball and running, just running directly at the box. So direct, so positive. Aberdeen's never seen anything like it. Now, if you're a regular viewer on this channel, or if you've ever seen the fan recaps before, you know we go into detail with some of the chances when we break them down, but we can't do that today. Nah. Or you'd be sitting here watching today's video to Monday. That is how many chances we created. I mean, we had 27 shots, 11 of them on target, and about 6 or 7 of them a whisker away. So what we're going to do in today's video is jump right to the first goal, and once again the man who we were just speaking about, Alfredo Morelos, heavily involved, bodies 2 challenges, gets in the box and gets clipped, which means the iconic line penalty to Rangers was unleashed, and Tavernier, who I've got to give a lot of credit for, stepped up with a new stance and a new routine for him, like running up and kicking the ball. Like, he's changed the way he works. Usually he's got that kind of long sort of curved run and he goes and smashes it, but he's tweaked it. He's got 2 steps now. He's standing right in the front of the ball and he buried it top bin. So not only am I going to give him a lot of credit for the fantastic penalty, but given the fact he has missed the last couple, the fact that he's tweaked and learned a new technique shows a lot, and shows that he is trying to get better with each and every single game. And the penalty kick was absolute perfection. But we've seen this script before, chance after chance after chance, and getting that 1 goal ahead. We saw it all last season, and we never quite finished games off, and we never kept up that same intensity. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, this Rangers team showed that they are not the teams of the past. Nah. They continued to absolutely smash after Aberdeen, and the second goal came from Greg frickin' Stewart. A surprise starter, let's say that, but now I'm pretty sure he has an Aberdeen kill streak. He was phenomenal. That's his first start in the league, and he plays like that. The man was simply sensational, and he was playing like he had a chip on his shoulder. You saw him every time the ball was there to be won, he was making sure he was on it. He was always positive, and he wanted to prove a point that he is a better player than the player that was played in the Aberdeen hammer throwing system. And we've spoken about that on this channel, the fact that he is a better player than what Aberdeen was showcasing him off, just punting balls up to him. But if you actually play football, you can see the types of performance like you just saw from Greg Stewart, and again, it was immaculate. Now, his second goal is a brilliant cross from Tavernier, right on the money. The header I thought was in, I'm going to be honest with you. Joe Lewis, the goalkeeper, I'm going to give credit. It is an absolute wonder save. He's gone the other way, he checks back, he manages to dive, full stretch, tips onto the post, but the ball comes back, Stewart stays alive. He's the first one to react, and he smashed it into the back of the net. And you saw his celebration. I don't know if many of you caught it, but I'll throw up there just in case you did. But he done the Ali McCoist run, and I like that, Stewarty. In fact, I loved this celebration, but you know who didn't? The Aberdeen fans, as Greg Stewart done it as he ran by them. Fantastic, Stewart. Well played, son. Now, shortly after the second goal, the half-time comes, and you're sitting back and you're taking a deep breath, because you're like, that as a near perfection style performance. Everyone was at it. Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack just controlling the midfield. You had Shea Ojo absolute killing Logan. Every time he had the ball, the boys couldn't get anywhere near him. You had Stewart doing things, you had Morelos controlling the game, and you had the fullbacks bombing forward and creating opportunities. And to be fair, the occasional time the ball did come up, Nikola Katic had Cosgrove in his back pocket. And like I mentioned earlier on in today's video, usually we're a second half team, but I went into that second half thinking there's no way we can play with the same intensity, the same fight as we did in that entire 45 minutes. We can't do it. Well, I'm here to say not only did we do it, but I'm pretty sure we ran more in the second half than we did in the first. Now, before we jump over to the third goal of the game, we need to talk about one chance that was created, and that was created by Stephen Davis, who I thought had a masterclass performance in that midfield. His pass is to perfection, a chip through ball over the top of the defence. It literally drops on a sixpence on Greg Stewart's foot. Now again, it is a difficult finish to try and hit. It's a first time volley, it keeps his eye on it, it connects well, but it hits the inside of the post and rolls out. But the chance wasn't wasted, because from their clearance from Aberdeen, the ball gets driven right out to Bonnie-Bear Barisic. He takes one touch, showing once again his confidence and his abilities. Finally found it, and I hope and pray he doesn't lose it, because what you saw next was pure quality. The cross into Alfredo Morelos' scrum, delicious. Alfredo Morelos reads it well, and he's there with his 55p seed. Once again, you saw the emotion, you saw his face, what it meant to him, because he would have heard all the talk, this is Aberdeen, he's going to throw these toys at the pram, they'll get inside his head, but he never. We challenged him in yesterday's video, we said we hoped and we prayed, we saw the real Alfredo Morelos, and he kept his heat. Well, boy did he do it, he deserved the goal, and you saw by his reaction, he was loving it. And after the third goal was blasted into the back of net by the head of Alfredo Morelos, Aberdeen well and truly gave up. I mean, they bent over and they were going to take whatever we wanted to give them, because they began to time waste. 3-0 down. Tactical genius for the Deekster. Can you imagine time wasting for 3-0 doing it and you still get pumped 5-0? Oh my god. Anyway, the fourth goal of the game came once again from the penalty spot. Now this is a beautiful pass in from Tavernier right to the back post. Greg Stewart is trying to get there to head, but the defender clearly clatters him. It's a clear penalty kick. I'm pretty sure no one is going to be complaining or wearing tin hats on that one. And Tavernier steps up once again and drills it right down in the middle to make it 2 goals for the captain and 1 assist for this afternoon. I do have one question about Tavernier's second penalty kick, besides the fact that he never gave it to Ryan Jack to Panenka, but we'll move on. We'll move on from that, right? But if you've ever played one of these football fantasy apps, the player who wins a penalty kick, if that penalty is then gone on to be scored, that is classed as an assist. So technically, and this is just a technicality, Tavernier assisted his own goal. Oh man. But anyway, let's jump over and break down the fifth and final goal of the game then, shall we? And it came from none other than Jermaine the frickin' Defoe. And round about this time, by the way, it's pure champagne football by Rangers. It's back heels, it's flicks, it's little chip ups between Stewart and Arfield. Their link up really impressed me, by the way. They seem to be on a different level. Like, they always seem to find each other. But anyway, the ball's just outside the boxes between Arfield and Greg Stewart. Now, it is bouncing, and I believe it's the Aberdeen player who tries to tackle Arfield, ends up knocking the ball towards his aim goal. But Jermaine Defoe, people can say, oh, he's this old, he's this age, and laugh at his age, but he's still sharp as a tack, because he reads that before any of the other Aberdeen players even identify the frickin' football. And his finish is beautiful. He chips Joe Lewis, who's 1 inch away from being a giant. And honestly, we need to just end the video there, because there's too many chances to speak about. Greg Stewart came an inch away from scoring a hat-trick in the game of football with 2 worldies as well. It was just a pure and utter dominating, beautiful performance from Rangers, and we finally saw Rangers playing the second half of a game for the entire 90 minutes, and I've got to tell you, I want to see that more often. That is the challenge that's been set. Let's see that every damn week. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to be the game recap. Very briefly, I'm going to mention the players that really stood out to me. Tavernier and Barisic, beautiful. Katic and Goldson, solid as a rock. Stephen Davis and Ryan Jack, masterclass. I thought Arfield continues his resurgence over the last couple of games. He was brilliant again. I thought Ojo was so powerful and direct. I thought Greg Stewart was... I'm going to give him the man of the match. I'm going to give him the man of the match, because coming in there, he's not played a lot of football, and to put that level of performance was brilliant. It was good to see him so gritty and determined as well. That is how you grab your opportunity, Stewarty, and it'll be interesting to see how often you play now after that. Jermaine Defoe comes off the bench once again and scores to be the top goal scorer for Rangers in the league this season. That's a very interesting battle between him and Morelos. And Morelos, what do I say at this point that's not been already said? He's an absolute Buffalo soldier. And lastly, before I forget, Edmonton came on once again and showed he is a classy player playing in centre defensive mid in this game of football. Again, just teabagging Derek McInnes at that point. We just started making random subs. That is how confident and control of that game of football we were. But there was one player I felt really sorry for, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I felt so bad. My heart bled for Alan McGregor because he had nothing to do the entire game. He was a complete bystander watching the game flow by. He may as well have been sitting on the bench. There was not one thing for him to do. Genuinely, sat there and done nothing but laugh at Aberdeen. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am all done and dusted for today's video. Now I'm handing the reins over to you guys to dive into the comments of all the videos we've made this year. Let's see your thoughts and opinions on Rangers 5, Aberdeen 0. Now over to Twitter then, and as you can imagine, I just wouldn't have felt right to pick only 3 players out of that entire game of football. It just wouldn't have been fair. That level of performance needs to be shown as a team performance and encouraged more. So for me, I just put the team, and that obviously got 100% of the votes. But let's see what people's been writing in then. Stewart, says, has to be the whole team, but if there was to be one, it would be Greg Stewart. Dev Ojo writes in the Maestro or the Buffalo, giving the nod to the Maestro though. That's obviously Stephen Davis. Jamie Mackay writes in, that Defoe is pure class. Morelos is crazy brilliant. Davis is just legendary at this point. Andrew Bluebells writes in, magnificent display, could have been double figures. Scott Winning JR writes in, my man of the match is definitely going to go to the... I hate cliffhangers. Pistol7892 writes in, another great solid team performance. Davis and Jack ran the show. Credit to B. Stuart Ward writes in, Greg Stewart, great with the ball and good all around, and he got the goal as well. He played great. David Noble writes in, has to be Greg Stewart for me. He grew into the game so well and added something different to the team. That was a 55 performance. Sarah writes in, Rangers bossed the Aberdeen rubbish for the entire game. Darren writes in, what a pumping the sheep got. Not a sentence I thought I'd ever read out. And RD_72 writes in, was worried about Greg Stewart starting, but to be honest, he proved me wrong, and that was my man of the match. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? We smashed Aberdeen 5-0. Before I'm out of here and I disappear swimming in tears from lambs, I just want to give a massive shout out to the legends on the Patreon's account for all their support. If you would like to support the channel, as always, the links for that is down there in the description below. And I've been Sieging Over 92, and that has been Rocky Boy Johnson. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.